Just start singing.
All right, everybody, welcome to the second episode of the sixth season of XMAS Enthusiasm. Welcome back. And today's episode is from season 12, the ninth episode, which makes it the penultimate episode of the entire series. That's kind of weird. I mean, it's randomly selected. So Ken/Kendra. I remember this having something to do with Springsteen and COVID or something weird. And anyway, according to IMDb, a misunderstanding with Cheryl's masseuse, again with these fucking masseuses, threatens Larry's public image. The public's perception of Larry then sinks even lower when he gives the wrong person COVID. Real quick, let's see. Larry's, after last week's beginning, let's see, I should have had this up. He started out season 5 and 7. So let's see how he does with this episode. Don't forget, this season is brought to you by Cheetos. Cheetos, hey, we're sorry about last season. I'm going to be straight up with y'all. I wasn't planning on doing this episode today. I was just going to blow it off and do my thing. You ladies know what I'm talking about. But I just had, and I know I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again, and one day they're going to be my real sponsors, because God bless. I just had pizza from Wegmans. I haven't gotten one in a couple of months. And this isn't good pizza for grocery store pizza. This is all-time a top 5 pizza. This was incredible. Now, it helped out. It was a glorious order. I go light sauce. I'm not a sauce guy. You know this. At most, I'm okay with regular, but if a lot of times I have it no sauce. But with respect, I respect Wegmans so much I do the light sauce. And then, regular cheese. Then I get extra fresh mozzarella, numutz. So I get that extra bump of cheese. Then I get meatballs. And sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes you get unlucky at Wegmans for the meatballs. If they chop them up so they come in real chunks, they're fantastic. If they dice them really fine, then you don't really notice their meatballs at all. These were fantastic. And spicy cut pepperoni. Now, number one, I don't even know why they make regular pepperoni anymore. We know this. Now that spicy cut pepperoni is kind of everywhere. It used to be kind of it's like tater tots. Tater tots used to be, oh my gosh, this place has tater tots. Can you believe it? Now every place has tater tots. Same thing with this. Same thing with spicy cut pepperoni. I think now every place has it. And so to the point where why bother with regular pepperoni anymore? These were fantastic. The thing was perfectly cooked, just cooked a little overdone perfectly. So everything, and I've discovered something else. We all know it's incredible when the spicy cups curl up and get crispy, the pepperonis. But what doesn't get a lot of good PR is when they're upside down, buried in the cheese upside down. Those are incredible too. Something about the oil just gets really soaked into them, and yet I wouldn't call it crisping. There's a certain texture to it that is just fantastic. So with these spicy cut pepperonis, you get the crispy, or you get this buried in the cheese texture. It's just amazing. Wegmans, I mean, I don't know how they do it. Whoever does the pizza at Wegmans, I've cornered the chef once, or one of the chefs, and blathered away how much I love him. Please, Wegmans, what can I do to work with you on this pizza thing? It is incredible. That is literally why I'm sitting here talking to y'all right now. And also, I have to say, I play a lot of chess.com with my little brother, Ill Will. And over the last year or so, I've discovered there's streamers, and one we liked was this girl, Anna. She's Swedish, Anna Krampling or something. And I was like, oh, this is nice. She kind of makes chess a little more sunny. She seems like a regular fun young person. And then it turns out she's like a grandmaster and she destroys everybody. But this was the first one I was like, oh, you can have a little fun with. But even then, she was only just streaming her games, And sometimes she'd have, Joey off the street, or sometimes she'd be playing Magnus Carlsen or something. But then I stumbled into this other world that I didn't know existed. They're the Botez sisters, Alexandra Botez, and then she has her younger sister, Andrea. I'm reading the Wikipedia. I stumbled into this. not only are they like super grand, the older one is like the greatest chess player ever out of Canada or something. Not only they're amazing chess players, but they have a whole YouTube thing with content where they have fun. They have competitions and games and funny interviews and kind of sketches and just this insane amount of they'll do stunts and whatever, all while doing this insane level chess. And it's like, wow. I was like, these girls are like the Neil deGrasse Tyson of chess. Like, they just make it seem so accessible and fun. And again, while they're being geniuses at it, but the Botez chess playing system, why aren't they more famous? Now, maybe they're obviously huge YouTube superstars, but I'm like, why aren't they like? They should have a show on Netflix. They should have their own little empire. Gets everybody excited about chess. Young girls, obviously, and they seem to be having a blast doing it, and they're fun to watch. So if I can invest my $10, which is more than the $0 I've made off this fucking podcast, in getting these girls some sort of production deal or whatever, let's make them. Hey, they could be the Kardashian, like I don't want to say the smarter Kardashians. I'm not calling the Kardashians dumb. They made $1 billion since I started talking. But like a more classy, high level, higher concept Kardashian sisters. They're fun, they're young, they're good looking, they're classy, they're influencers, they know the looks, they do the fashions or whatever. But they're absolutely crushing it with chess, and they can do the advice for younger people who want to follow in their footsteps or whatever. Let's get these girls famous. Anyway, not that they need help from me. All right, let's jump in with Ken and Kendra in this second episode of our sixth season of XMAS Enthusiasm, which is brought to you by Cheetos. Cheetos, hey, we're sorry about last season. Okay, right off the bat, Larry gets an easy win. He's getting this massage, and she's like, all right, that's it. And I guess it's like it's like half an hour into an hour session. And he's like, what, you're done? What about all this? And he like waves at his middle of his body. I guess she didn't get to. And she gets pissed off. She thinks he's asked for a hand job. He makes it abundantly clear, no, I'm not asking for a hand job. And she storms out. I mean, come on. Number one, the odds that this person has never been asked about a hand job. I'm sorry to be a pig about it, but the odds of that are 0. And again, he was very clear that's not what he wanted. Anyway, hey, 1-0 Larry, he will take them. All right, now Larry gets in a funny little tiff with Jeff, because Jeff is like, oh yeah, I had a feeling about that therapist, I had a hunch. And Larry's pissed, why didn't you tell me about it, And Jeff's like, hey, you can't tell everybody everyone. And Larry's like, oh, what if, he's just like, of course you should tell anytime you have a hunch. And I'm like, no, Larry, that's his first loss of this episode. If everybody just threw out every fucking stupid hunch they had in their head, the world would never, we would never move, we would have never invented fire. There's just nothing would have ever fucking happened. Dumb loss there, Larry, dumb. Okay, now Jeff is telling Larry that Bruce Springsteen's coming to town and wants to meet Larry, because if you remember, he's a hero for, civil rights hero now in Atlanta. He's a big trial's coming up. Which I should announce. If I did have a legal team here consulting me, they would tell me that I have, as full disclosure, I have to explain to you people that I have myself met Bruce Springsteen in person. He's just a man. That's my private business. I don't like to talk about it. I met his mother and sister and uncle at the same time. That is my business. But if I did have a legal team, I think they would tell me that now that this has been presented, that Bruce Springsteen will be making an appearance on Curb Your Enthusiasm, that I must present that for full disclosure to your fans. You're welcome. Thanks, guys. And don't forget, this season of XMAS Your Enthusiasm is brought to you by Cheetos. Cheetos. Hey, we're sorry about last season. You like that lower, sexier commercial there? I'll give it a listen. Yeah, I just gave it a listen. That's a no-go. Too sexy. Way too sexy. Sorry, guys. Okay, now just something's going to get set up for the rest. They're at this restaurant. They meet the owner, so that's going to come up again. And then Larry sits there and watches. They switch their health department grade in the window from an A to a C. And Larry's like, Meanwhile, I used to live in New York City. I live in D.C., work in D.C. I see a million of those signs. I don't think I've ever seen anything other than an A. Now, whether or not that's bullshit, I don't know. I've just never seen. and he goes straight to a C, like this big yellow C. I've never seen one of those. But the first time Larry notices the health inspection thing, it goes from A to C. So now we got a project. So anyway, I just think that's going to come up again. Okay, I have to say this. I know I'm not supposed to keep commenting about the show without actual scoring Larry's interactions, but XMAS time hero Matt Berry has just wandered on screen. I totally forgot. But I do remember being pissed off that he showed up the episode before the last one. I was like, why would you not use Matt Berry if you knew? Anyway, just like my thing about Wanda. Like, why would you not use him as much as possible? I remember being pissed off. Like, why even waste my fucking time getting excited about Matt Berry being on it? But anyway, we'll see. And now I'm doubly pissed because I give Larry a lot of shit on this show. But the whole scene with Matt Berry, which is probably way too long, just flat out fucking hilarious. God damn it. So frustrating. Okay, I'm sorry. I hate myself. This is the first time I'm doing this. Leon's walked in the room and Larry's new lawyer is sitting there and she's smoking hot. I mean, just super easy on the peepers, beautiful. And Leon just starts pummeling her with Leon, hey, what's this? Or, what's your name? And then he's like, what's the name of that lipstick? She says, don't go there. And then he just brushes it off. But I was like, how great would it have been if Leon says, no, earmuffs, if you don't, this is a little blue. If, she says, if he goes, what's a great lipstick? What's the name of it? She goes, don't go there. And what if he says something like, all right, how about if I don't go there, but I come there? Something like that, right? I mean, come on, Leon. Anyway, un-earmuff yourself. Geez, I hate myself for this. Oof. Why do I do this? Okay, another easy win for Larry here. Boy, this is only the third decision. We're 10 minutes into the episode. He's talking with this lawyer, the Easy on the Peepers lawyer. Cheryl comes busting through the door screaming at him, did you ask my masseuse for a hand job? And he's like, no, she's just screaming at him. And it's like, again, very clear to any witnesses, people watching, he did not want a hand job. Easy win for Larry there. 2-1, Larry David. Congratulations. Okay, welcome Bruce Springsteen. They're all at Jeff and Susie's house having breakfast. Bruce is hilarious, I should say. People are always surprised at that, not me, after having met him, which, again, that's my private story. I don't talk about it. Please don't ask. Please don't push. And then they get into it because Larry saw, again, the owner. He just happened to be driving by. He sees the owner swapping out the health department grade as a restaurant. And it's like, so... he's like, should I call the health department? And Susie and Bruce are like, that's squealing, fuck that. And Larry's like, oh, but it could be dangerous for people. And I don't know. I don't want to say Larry's wrong, but it's like there's obviously been not enough reports that people are dying. I think what you're just going to do is put a bunch of people out of their jobs. Just kind of being shitty, Larry. I know you think you're saving people, but give me a fucking break. 2-2, Larry. I'm a little grouchy there for the first time, but I'm sorry. I'm happy again. Bruce is still hilarious in the scene. Anyway, 2-2, Larry. And in the what the fuck is Susie wearing department, she looks like she's wearing what poor people thought Cleopatra was wearing at the time, what they would try to fucking dress like. Fucking incredible, Susie. I mean, unbelievable. It's like Halloween costume to Cleopatra in real time. Okay, now Bruce's tour manager walks in and turns out his name is Ken, but he used to be named Kendra, and Kendra and Larry used to hook up. And I don't remember what else happens in this episode, why that's really important. But it's weird to me now that this is the next to the last episode of the entire series, and this is so important. It's worth naming the entire episode after it. Anyway, just a little strange. I don't know. Anyway, Bruce is just about to now drink Larry's drink that's going to give him COVID, so that's going to be important. So anyway, sorry. 2-2, Larry, still. Okay, now Ken/Kendra is telling everybody about the old days. And apparently Larry's thing was he liked to have sex on the floor because then nobody wants to cuddle, have any intimacy. You can just get up and go home. Everybody's giving him shit for it. But to me, regardless or irregardless or whatever, regardless of what you think of that, and personally, I don't know, I don't agree with that. I have no desire to have sex on the floor. I'd rather just cuddle. But that's me. I do respect his policy. Like, as long as he's upfront about it, I do respect that. And it is thoughtful. You may think it's terrible, but it's still thoughtful. But anyway, Larry gets the win here because none of that matters. You can't just waltz up, hey, I'm so and so, and then just start telling this room full of strangers, including Bruce Springsteen, about how not just that you and Larry David used to have sex, but that how you used to have sex. You just can't do that. So Larry gets an easy win. I don't think this guy, he doesn't seem to be an asshole, but what he did does play into maybe this season's first. Sometimes it just pays to have a bigger asshole in the room. And this time this guy was just a bigger asshole. I don't know why he volunteered this information. Anyway, 3-2 Larry. Okay, now everyone's arguing with Larry. Larry's like, Ken is not Kendra. And everybody else is like, yeah, Kendra's Ken and Kendra's Kendra, including Bruce. And I'm laughing because Bruce is hilarious during this. Again, maybe that's just because we have a personal connection. We met. Again, please don't ask me about it. Just hilarious. And I do have to say, I understand Larry's. It is odd, even in 2026, if you'd run into this. But I feel like if the Ken/Kendra of the Ken/Kendra discussion says that Ken is Kendra and Kendra is Ken, then you kind of have to accept that as fact. End of. So Larry gets a loss there. It's a soft loss. It's not a Larry's an asshole loss, but it's like, well, sometimes it just happens. 3-3 Larry. Okay, now Larry gets a dumb loss. His masseuse shows up. It turns out he had arranged, hey, to make up, she's pissed about the whole hand job thing. She loves Bruce. I'll introduce her to Bruce. But it turns out Bruce is leaving as she comes in, so all she gets is a, hey, how you doing, as Bruce is, walking by. And she's pissed off, and she's yelling, and Larry's like, no, it's a meet, that counts, it's a meet, and back and forth. But it's like, Larry, while you're arguing, you could just open the door and say, hey, Bruce, could you hold up for 2 seconds? I mean, instead of just standing there screaming for 5 minutes. I mean, it's not like he walked out the door and just fell through a trap door into inner earth. He didn't get launched into the big Springsteen portal in the sky. He's just right there. You could have just stop this. He's right there. Remember, Bruce came to see you. He wanted to see you. I don't think he's going to mind turning around for 5 seconds to meet a super fan to help you out. This is a dumb win. This is one of those wins. I'm kind of keeping it chill today. I don't know why. I think because I'm so fucking happy about Wegmans. I love Wegmans so much. I think that's what it is. But just a dumb loss, Larry. Very preventable. Very preventable. Speaking of which, don't forget this season of Extra Enthusiasm is brought to you by Cheetos. Cheetos. Hey, we're sorry about last season. All right. 3-4. 3-4. Okay, this pisses me off. Now Larry's got COVID, and of course we find out he gave it to Bruce. And he and Leon are arguing about something. And this pisses me off because the second real COVID hit when we were in lockdown, one of the first things I thought of was, and I posted it, I was like, can we please get a season where Larry and Leon are trapped together in lockdown, and just a whole season of just the two of them sitting there driving each other fucking crazy? And we didn't get it. And now Larry kind of says it, like, what if we were quarantined together, whatever? God damn it. I wish that had. I mean, I wish that happened. Not that I'm glad COVID had happened, but I wish, because if COVID was going to happen anyway, we could have gotten a whole season of just Larry and Leon. Maybe. Hey, reunion idea, Larry. Call me. Okay, Larry gets another win from not being the biggest asshole in the room. He's just sitting there at his house. And Cheryl comes, like, I don't know, she dropped from the ceiling somehow outside. And she's yelling at him, you had sex on the floor with people because you didn't like to cuddle and have intimacy and yada yada. And it's like, what do you fucking care? You were married to him for 15 years. What do you didn't know, or you didn't, this is incredible to you, this is astonishing to you, and who would confront something like that? What is wrong with you? Just be a normal person and talk shit about it behind his back, like a human being on human earth. This is fucking crazy. In no part of any society, I don't care how fucking rich you are, this shit doesn't happen. 4-4. No, I don't even mean that. Not even whatever trailer trash reality show you think. I can't imagine this would happen. This is so stupid. Easy win for Larry there, not being the biggest asshole on the screen. 4-4, Larry. Here we go. Let's go. Let's finish strong, Larry. And just like that, Larry turns around. Now she's bitching at him about the masseuse needs a real introduction to Bruce. The whole thing was bullshit, and Larry screaming and everything. Again, Larry, all you had to do was take 3 steps and open the door, and this problem would be gone. But no. So, boom, dumb loss. 4-5. Don't forget this season of Express Your Enthusiasm is brought to you by Cheetos. Cheetos, hey, we're sorry about last season. 4-5, Larry. Okay, now Larry. Susie is screaming at Larry for giving Bruce COVID, ruining Bruce's life, and just let him fucking have it. Larry screaming back. Yeah, I got to give Larry. I'm not saying Susie's being an asshole. It's just over the top, and it's like he already feels bad. Well, he doesn't. You know what? Fuck that. I'm gonna correct myself. He doesn't feel bad. What am I saying? He's just like, fuck you. It's not my. You know what? Fuck you, Larry. You did give Bruce COVID, maybe ruining his big final tour of his career. You know what? Fuck that. I'm siding with Susie. What the hell am I thinking? Have some integrity, me. 4-6. God damn it. All right, now Larry gets a point because Susie throws the whole fucking on the floor thing. It's like, who gives a shit? What is it? Why does that keep? God damn it. 5-6 LD. Okay, now Larry and Leon is at this restaurant where Larry's obsessed with the health department, flipping the grade, and he confronts the owner. He's like, I can never eat here again. And I'm like, well, why are you there? He's there. He seems to be constantly there. And of course, because this is Curb Your Enthusiasm, the reason the guy's health code thing, whatever, is because someone had sex on the floor. And I guess we're supposed to find it adorable. I'll be honest, I'm happy I made it 22 minutes into this episode of ours without starting to melt down over this bullshit, which is a credit to the episode. I'm surprised. Anyway, that's an easy loss. Larry, just stay the fuck out away from the restaurant. Why are you even in there? Why are you sitting there? God damn, Larry David. 5-7. Fuck. Okay, so that's actually it for all the confrontations or whatever from Larry. So he finishes this episode 5-7, which is the exact same as the previous episode. So far for this season, his record is 10-14. This episode of Curb itself, I do have to say, it was surprisingly funny. Like, there was some really funny shit in it. But it's hard to believe this is the penultimate episode of not only just the season, but the entire series. The only connection that anything happening in the arc of this season is his lawyer for maybe a total of like 30 seconds. Otherwise, it's totally disconnected. Plus, the final scene, we see Matt Berry going off, as he's saying, off the grid. Ostensibly, it's implied he's going off to some like third world country to spread the word of something. I don't even know what. And he probably has COVID. And in a weird way, that would almost make a better finale for Curb. Like, oh, is it implied that he's going to go contaminate enough people with COVID that ends the human race, and that would be a hell of an ending for Curb. So that's even makes it weirder that in this episode that has pretty much zero connection to the upcoming finale, that this episode would actually make a great finale. I don't want to say better, but a great finale. But it's not the finale. But again, a surprisingly funny episode. But so anyway, here we are. 10-14 for the season. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see y'all next time on Express Your Enthusiasm, which, as you know, this season is brought to you by Cheetos. Cheetos, hey, we're sorry about last season.